Calgary Flames fans, it's time for Flames Unfiltered. Entertaining and controversial hockey talk with your host, Brad Burud.
Merry Christmas, Flames fans. Your gift, Flames hockey, is back. Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Flames Unfiltered 81. Yes, episode 81, recording on December 22nd, 2020. Yeah, we're almost done with this year, and I cannot wait. 11 more days till the year's done. 23 days till we have NHL hockey. It's Christmas season. It's hockey season. And one hell of a gift this year. We got NHL hockey back, and I can't wait for January 13th. Christmas is here, as we are 2 days away from Christmas Eve, 1 day away from Christmas Day as we're recording. It'll be a little bit different when this gets released. I'm excited for Christmas this year. Family seems to be healthy, and everybody's holding up good, and that's good. Kids got me a very, very special Christmas gift tonight. They had me open it early because it's Calgary Flames related. I'll show you. I promised the kids I'd bring it on the show. Look at that. My own little Christmas tree, my own little Flames tree. And set that by the TV set for game one of the season. We don't know who we're playing. We don't care right now. We'll get to that later in the show. You know what I'm excited with the restart with hockey? It's kind of like a life restart. Like we talked earlier, we got a lot to be thankful for, our family, our health, and you know, we have an end in sight. And it seems like when we get the hockey schedule back going, it's an end maybe, an end to the worry, as much as we still need to be careful and cautious. Is it an end to not knowing what to do? Because now we'll have Flames hockey and we'll be able to watch that and we'll create some routine. That routine starts Christmas Day, actually, as the World Juniors kick off, and we're excited to see how that goes. Some Flames prospects to watch and a lot of good NHL prospects to watch. As I look forward to this World Juniors. I was a little leery on whether this one was going to work out, but you know what? So far, so good. As it looks like it's going to be a go. We're ready to watch that. NHL camps will open just a few days. Well, actually, before the World Juniors even get over. And regular season will kick off on the 13th. You know what else is nice is I'm glad the show's back going. Season 2's going. And I'm also glad that we actually have some Flames hockey talk on the horizon. We got the Flames to talk about, not just, speculating and throwing our 2 cents in on what the roster should be, but not that that'll stop once the season gets going, believe me. But you know what? Now we actually know what the hell's going to happen and when we're going to start. So let's go. I'm ready for some Flames hockey, and today's show is a good one. It's a Christmas edition. Maybe not quite as long as our normal shows. Who knows? We'll see how long I can ramble on today. But I know you guys are busy with family and holidays, and actually there's a lot of free time still in our lives right now with everything shut down. On the show today, we're going to give you the ins and outs on how hockey will look when the Flames return to play. Then we'll take some time and find out what the Flames should ask Santa Claus for Christmas this year. And now that what those gifts will do, if we can get them, and how it'll affect this team in a shortened season. Then we'll discuss the Flames, some Flames news, and some news from around the division. The new North Division, not the Canadian Division or the Pacific, the North Division. And then we'll wrap with a great question tonight on what is the ultimate Christmas gift for Calgary Flames fans. I got some ideas. The listeners have a lot of ideas, like 100+ ideas. I didn't expect to get that many, but we got 100+. It's going to be a fun episode. And we're preparing. I haven't waited a long time to say this. We're preparing for an NHL season, and we're also preparing for Christmas here at Flames Unfiltered. All right, Flames fans. We got hockey to talk about. What the hell? Hockey's back. The NHL and the National Hockey League players announce a January 13th return. God. How many of you don't have your calendars already marked for that night to make sure that the schedule's clear and you can sit back with your favorite cold beverage and watch a little Flames hockey? God, that sounds fun. So, what's going to happen? What are the key dates? Where are we at with this season? What the heck's going to happen? Well, here's what we know for Calgary. Training camp's going to open on January 3rd. It's going to take place in the Saddle Dome. Approval's already been got on that. December 31st is going to start it off for teams, the 7 teams that didn't make the bubble postseason. Then January 13th is opening night. I got a feeling we're going to see Calgary that night. Maybe not, though, because I did hear today that Edmonton started off with Vancouver, so that could be the West battle that night. I guess we'll see. Re-signing RFA deadline February 11th. It's normally on December 1st. We'll kind of roll through what's going to happen. Contract extensions March 12th. NHL trade deadline April 12th. Mark your calendars for that day. End of the regular season May 8th. And then end of the playoffs will be before July 15th. I know that. Then Seattle expansion, July 21st. NHL draft, the 23rd and 24th. Free agent frenzy on the 28th. That puts us back in line to reset, get things ready to go, so we have a normal 21-22 season starting the first week of October. That means a lot to me. I can't wait to get back into our routine that we had. Let's talk about some of the key things. Players have the right to opt out of the 2021 NHL season without discipline or penalty. Specific details are working out on that. If it's a voluntary, I think pay will be. They're working out the details on that. Heightened medical risk, players with involuntary opt-outs. Anyways, they have to notify clubs before December 24th if they were a non-playoff team, and December 27th for the other 24 teams. I hope that doesn't affect any of our Flames players. As we see, it did when Travis Hamonic opted out of the bubble. I hope the players realize, though, and understand the details that the league took on the bubble. And as though we're not going to be in a bubble this time, the safety of the players is still an utmost concern for the league, and I hope players take that into consideration. And I hope we don't have a lot of players opting out. I'm going to be bold here. I'd be shocked if anybody did. I'd be shocked. You take a year off of your career, are you coming back to the National Hockey League? I mean, unless you're just really young and really elite. I mean, if you're middle-aged, I don't know if you're coming back after a year off. I don't know. We'll see. What happens with these Canadian teams? Seems like all the problems are up in Canada. Provincial authorities are not giving the okays yet for a lot of clubs, especially. We're seeing troubles in Vancouver. We're seeing troubles in Ontario with Toronto and Ottawa, and they're on full shutdown. And that'll be interesting. Calgary seems to be a go to play in their home arena. I think Winnipeg is, Edmonton is. Let's hope that all of the Canadian provinces figure this out, understand that the league's taking the utmost care to make sure everybody's safe. And yeah, Canada, you can get mad at me, but it's time to get back to a little bit of normalcy. Mental health is important too, you know. It is important, and it's time to get back to a little bit of normalcy. Although we need to be careful, we need to get back to normalcy. Hockey is important. It's important to this country. We need to play it, but we need to be safe. So hopefully all the Canadian teams are playing in their Canadian market, and we can enjoy the hell out of this North Division. NHL announces that financial hurdles have been cleared, although I know some owners are not happy, and salaries will not be prorated, which I think is a huge win for the players, a huge loss for the owners. But again, it's 50-50, and the players are going to be making this up on the backside, and the veterans are screwing the youth of this league. They are. They're going to be bitching about this while the salary cap stays the same for 6+ years. I don't know. I don't know how it ever gets paid back. The owners will stand to lose a ton of money on this one. So next time players and fans are bitching about the owners, you remember this. They lost a ton of money in the bubble, and they're going to lose a ton of money on this year. But the owners are also smart enough to know that the loss and the ramifications of not playing this year are huge too. So it's a tough tightrope walk for the owners. Some financial aid is rumored to be coming from the league to help out all NHL teams get through this. As for roster sizes, not completely finalized. Looks like in-game day roster size will stay at 23, 4 to 6 player taxi squad. We'll see how that all pans out here in the details, but that's what we're hearing right now. That'll be interesting to see that, and I can guarantee on future shows here in the next couple of weeks, we will speculate who the heck's going to be on those taxi squads. Schedule flexibility. Sources are saying that 2-game segments against the same opponent is what we're going to be seeing. Some 3-game segments, and I also heard that there's 1 4-game segment. Now that's getting a little much. I'm all for the 2-game and even a few 3 games. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. The NHL is going to be operating under the NFL mindset where they're going to schedule in some extra days so that because this is going to happen. There's going to be COVID cases. There's going to be situations. Players are going to be put on IR for COVID, and teams are going to have to play without them and figure out a way. But there is also going to be extreme circumstances where there's outbreaks amongst teams, and they're building some days into the schedule to help with that and accommodate for that so that hopefully we get 56 games in. Nothing would bother me more if some teams played, 40 and some played 56 and some played 46 and they had to divide it all out and we got to go on win percentage because I think the Flames got freaking screwed last year over Vancouver and the win percentage, even though we beat Winnipeg and all was good there. I just want to see all 56 games played amongst all teams so that all sponsors are happy, so that all TV contracts are happy, and then there's no bitching and whining from the fans, right? Because we never bitch and whine, do we, Flames fans? Not like our buddies in Vancouver, right? Actually, we should probably lighten up and be a little better about it this year, too. Because we should all just be thankful we have hockey back, right? Calgary's going to be Battle of Alberta 10 times next year. We'll also play Vancouver 10 times next year. And we'll play all the other teams in the North Division 9 times. I know some fans are saying, well, that's a lot. That's a lot against the same opponents. I cannot wait. I think that's going to be off the charts good. We'll get a taste of it. I'm going to be so bold to say that midway through the year, we're going to say, screw this. This is how we won every year. I'm just saying it. I love rivalries. I love rivalries. So, let's take a look here at the Stanley Cup playoffs and how they're going to work. 16 teams will make it. Best of 7, 4-round format. Same as normal. Mid-July is going to be the end. We need to get done before the Olympics. The top 4 teams from each division will qualify for the Stanley Cup playoffs. Interdivisional play, the first 2 rounds, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. The winners then battling out in the semifinal round. And then based off regular season point total, number 1, 2, 3, and 4 will get reseeded, 1 playing 4, 2 playing 3. Then the winners of those will bring us to the Stanley Cup Finals. So this Canadian North Division, someone's going to the semifinals out of that. When you play a team 10 times and then could face them in the playoffs, and if you play 7 times there, we have the potential to play the Edmonton Oilers or the Vancouver Canucks 17 times this year. That's crazy. It's going to be good. There's also been talk, though, of if this is an interesting fact that I saw this week. And then we're going to roll on into, what the Flames should ask for Christmas. They were talking about Vancouver possibly having to play in Edmonton or somewhere else, probably Edmonton, because of the provincial government in British Columbia. So in the event, Chris Johnson announced this, or reported this, in the event that an NHL team has to temporarily relocate the season, players are entitled to a hotel room for them and their family, rental car, parking, and a per diem even while they're at home. If relocation lasts more than 28 days, additional benefits will be negotiated. So, I don't know. That's going to suck if we have to do that. I don't wish that upon any team. I don't think that's going to be easy. I am praying that as we get ready to release this on Wednesday, that maybe, just maybe on Wednesday, we're going to get another Christmas gift and we're going to get a schedule. Because I love looking at schedules. I love planning my year around Flames games. I love figuring out what matchups are going to be critical, when we're going to get this started, and when the first HOTMIC game of the week is. We'll talk about that later in the show. There's lots of questions. There's lots of things to figure out here in the coming weeks. And it's going to be a lot of fun doing it. And it's going to be a lot of fun talking about it each and every week. Lots to find out. But you know what? The good news, Flames hockey is back. All right, Flames fans. What should the Flames do about Christmas? So what should the Flames ask Santa Claus for this year? I came up with 6 things that I think should be on Santa's list. Number 1, a good start for Markstrom. Calgary's got their goalie. The goalie we all dreamed about. There isn't one of us that didn't sit and say, not that we ever, I loved Talbot. I thought he was really good for Calgary. I did. I supported him. I stood by him. He bailed Riddick out, and I'm a Riddick fan, so I'm not trying to rip on Riddick, but what I saw and what I've seen over the years is lack of consistency. I think Riddick can be a number 1 in this league, but I think he can have moments where he goes on 3-week stretches where he just loses touch. And I think David Riddick's biggest problem, he spent a little bit too much time with Mike Smith and tried to live and die off emotion. And last year we saw him die off emotion more times than one. Saw him live on it a couple times against Edmonton, but boy, did he die after that on it. So a quick start. Strong consistency from our number 1. Yeah, we can say that in Calgary now, and we haven't for a long time. We have a big game goalie, and he needs to play like a big game goalie. If he doesn't, we need to zip our mouths as fans of the team. We need to let him figure it out. This guy is top-notch. He is going to be top-notch for us, and I'm excited as can be. You know what, Mark? You just need to be like Kiprusoff. Like, that's not shoes to fill, huh? Number 2, Valimaki needs to be healthy all year. What he did this year when he was on loan in Finland was flat out amazing. Flat out amazing. If this guy can transfer that level of play to the National Hockey League, Flames fans, we are in for a huge treat. Number 3, the Gaudreau problem needs to be solved once and for all. I'm pissed it didn't get solved this offseason. It needs to get solved. His contract's running out. I cannot imagine we re-sign him at that price tag or a higher price tag, which he's expected to get. I don't think he's living up to his good price tag that he's got right now. A decision needs to happen, or we need to see a Johnny Gaudreau that we saw in his rookie year or the regular season year he had 99 points. But even that year, we saw him fold his tent and leave when the playoffs came. Now, some Flames fans are okay with his production and okay with the way Johnny Gaudreau plays, but I don't know about you. I want to see a Stanley Cup. It's been since '89. I'm impatient. I'm tired of waiting. Winning the regular season is great. But I want to win a damn Stanley Cup. And Johnny Gaudreau has to want to win a Stanley Cup. And if not, he needs to pack his bags and get the hell out. So will Gaudreau produce when the times are tough this year? Santa needs to bring this team the direction and a damn decision once and for all on this. Number 4, a playoff Sam Bennett. Yeah, I get it. Sam Bennett can't play like that for 82 games. But what this guy did in the playoffs last year was phenomenal. Phenomenal. It was that good. But if we can get even a fraction of that intensity level and that quality of play for 82 games, I'm happy. I've always been a Sam Bennett proponent. I started to waver a little bit late in the year last year. I did. I really, really did. This guy can produce. I think maybe moving him over to center and keeping him at center will do the trick. He needs that role. He earned it. Didn't he earn it in the playoffs last year? We need to see Sam Bennett over playing center, and we need Santa to bring us 80% of playoff Sam Bennett through the regular season. So, number 5, the acquired depth pieces that the Flames got this offseason, the Levo, the Nordstrom, the Simon, have huge upside. If 2 of those 3 pan out, we're in business. I like these signings. I really think these guys are going to be critical to the success of this team. I don't know why. My gut tells me that Levo is going to really be good for us. I don't know if it's the Vancouver Canuck thing or what, but I don't know if this guy doesn't work his way into our top 6. Call me crazy. I know some of you guys are like, oh, what are you thinking? Just watch. I got a feeling we're going to love Levo. I also think that Simone and Nordstrom can be key parts of this team, and I love what Treliving did to bring depth in. So if we get 2 of these guys to pan out, come on, Santa, bring us 2 of them panning out. We're going to be in business. And of course, the last one, please bring us COVID-free players. And an injury, you can't say injury-less. That's a horrible word. What the hell is that? An injury-free year or a somewhat injury-free year. We battled it a little bit last year. I didn't think it was terrible last year. But injuries are going to play a role in every team this year, especially in a shortened season with minimal camp, no preseason games. Did I say that? No preseason games earlier on? Man, that is going to suck. Do you realize, Flames fans, that Jacob Markstrom, his first shot on goal that he makes a save is going to be in a regular season Flames game? That's going to be magnified because every game is going to matter so much this year. That's crazy to think. Santa, bring us health. We need the Flames to be healthy this year.
Inside Edge Hockey News. Dropping the gloves. And stirring the pot.
All right, Flames fans, time for a little bit of Flames news. Oliver Kylington. Restricted free agent Oliver Kylington signs a 1-year, 2-way, $787,000 I can't even say all that. $787,500 contract, a 1-year deal. It's a prove it year. We said it. We knew this contract was coming. I think Treliving said, here it is. This is what you get. Take it or leave it. What are you going to do? He took it. Good choice. He's got some openings this year on the Flames defense. I think Oliver Kylington plays a role in this team this year. I really do. I think Oliver Kylington probably solidifies himself as a top 6er for this team. I guess we'll see. But I don't know. He's going to play a role. good to have him back in Calgary. His upside, I think, is huge. While the cap is tight in Calgary, $223,000 is the current cap space. That's 13 forward sign, 7 D-men, and 2 goalies. We're tight to the cap. So I think something's got to happen. So all the Flames players have made it to Calgary, according to Sportsnet Fan 960. My buddy's there. I love listening to those guys every day. Everybody's there except for Kylington. He's working on some immigration issues coming from Sweden, and he'll get those figured out, and everybody will be in camp. That's a good sign. When you got all your players coming back right away, that tells you something, doesn't it? I hope this team comes with a really good attitude, because I'll tell you what, there's no time to waste in a 56-game schedule. You're going to have to come out of the gate, and it's going to have to be balls to the wall. And we need wins right off the bat. You can't survive a big stumble. It's going to be too hard. Other Flames news. According to Ryan Pike, Sportsnet 960, with a 56-game schedule, that is 116 in-season days, the Flames could save $865,000 by having Dylan Dubé and Yusuf Alamaki play every game, but be on the taxi squad on days off. There's going to be a lot of cap magic going around this year, and teams finagling and sending guys to taxi squad and bringing them up and bringing them down to save on that cap space, because cap space is critical. And that 865 paired with the 223 that we had currently gets us to about $1 million. And I think that's what you need to be able to work the cap and manage it where you're not running short on players. It's going to be used by every team. Every single general manager is going to be playing these cap games. It is. Other Flames news, Derek England retires from the NHL after 11 seasons, 3 of them, which were in Calgary with a Flames jersey. He's all, in my mind, going to be remembered as just the stay-at-home stalwart, big, tough defenseman. This guy was so underrated. He was underrated in this league. He was so good. I'll never forget the game he fought 2 Canucks at the same time. 2015 playoffs, look it up on YouTube. Fights 2 guys at the same time. Jeez, the guy was an animal. Just a horse out there. We're going to, I missed him not having him in Calgary, and I wish him all the best. And he was a hell of an NHL player. The Flames have formed a goaltending department now. Jordan Singlet, former goalie coach for the team, moves in to oversee that department. Thomas Fear will be the developmental coach, and former NHL goalie Jason LaBarbera, who is with the Calgary Hitmen, will now be the Flames goalie coach. A goalie department is in place. Jacob Markstrom will be working closely with them, and hopefully goaltending is not an issue in Calgary, because God help us if it is. After getting Jacob Markstrom, my gosh, I would lose my mind. The section of the show where we talk about news from in the division will really get going once hockey gets going. But we do have some news. The Canadian division, which we thought it would be called, is now been named officially the North Division. And the other divisions in the league have been named. I'll roll through them really quick. We know the North Division. It's Calgary, Edmonton, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Vancouver, Winnipeg. 7 teams. It's going to be amazing. In the West, it's Anaheim, Arizona, Colorado, LA, Minnesota, San Jose, St. Louis, and Vegas. In the Central, Carolina, Chicago, Columbus, Dallas, Detroit, Florida, Nashville, Tampa Bay. In the East, Boston, Buffalo, New Jersey, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins, and Washington Capitals. That'll be a fun division. We talked about and touched on the Vancouver dilemma. The league is working on provincial approval in BC, also in Ontario also. Neutral site plans are in the works if provincial governments cannot solve this problem. Alberta and Manitoba look to be the escape, as relocating all 7 Canadian teams to the U.S. seems out of the question, which is good. I can't imagine how that would work, where they would go, that's not going to work. I said it earlier. The provincial government's got to figure this one out. They've got to figure this one out. San Jose is having problems. Big shocker. The Sharks will have preseason in Arizona and possibly part of the regular season in Arizona. If I have any predictions on the way things have been in California, especially Northern California, I don't think San Jose plays a regular season game in San Jose this year. I don't see it happening. They sent the 49ers packing, and I just don't understand it. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. It was also confirmed by Ken Holland that there is 10 Battle of Albertas, and it was also reported that Edmonton starts the season off against Vancouver. If I had to bet, knowing that now, I'm going to make my bet for the show. Knowing that, I bet you Calgary starts off against Winnipeg. Boy, I'm going on a limb on that one, aren't I? Jeez. Yeah, anyways, let's rejuvenate that rivalry that started in the quarter play-in playoff round last year. Call it whatever you want, I guess. All right, we're to the listener question, Facebook poll section of the show, and I tweaked it a little bit this week. I took a listener question. I'm going to answer it, and then I fired it off to my buddies at Flames Hub and Calgary Flames fans, the Facebook group. They help me out all the time. I love talking hockey with these guys. If you're a Flames fan and you listen to the show, you better get on Facebook and join the Flames Hub group and the Calgary Flames fans group. Great group of guys and gals there. I talk Flames hockey with them every single day. Anyways, the question, what is the ultimate Christmas gift for a Calgary Flames fan? All kinds of them. My number one thing this year is, I should have brought it. I have one. I wore it last show. A Calgary Flames 2020 NHL draft hat. I thought they were sharp this year. With the new colors that we're running for next year, the retro jersey, I should have brought it, show it on the show. I got it. I wore it last week. Watch last week's show. You'll see it on there. You know what else I think is a good gift this year? The new the white jersey that we called the retro jersey last year that we saw at the Heritage Classic is going to be our road jersey all the time now. I love that jersey. It reminds me so much of the 80s success. Oh, I remember I got that jersey, a pro weight jersey from Theo Fleury, a red one and a white one. Got them autographed in person by Theo at a hotel, the Westin in Winnipeg, when the Flames played at the old Winnipeg Arena. I have them hanging on my wall behind me. You can't see them. Special jerseys to me. Really nice. Got to spend some time visiting with Theron Fleury. Great guy. Yeah. I know that new white jersey. That's a good Christmas gift. You know what else is a good? I love this is game used pucks. You can go on flamesport.com and you can get game used pucks from the last 3 years, I believe. I've ordered a couple myself. It's just fun having a game puck. I don't know what it is. It's one thing I like. Two other things that are my choices for the ultimate gift for a Flames fan. NHL TV. This is a no-brainer. You can watch every single game. And if you don't get Sportsnet, I mean, that's a given here in Canada. You got to get Sportsnet, whether you get it through cable, satellite, or the subscription, Sportsnet Now. You can get that. That's awesome. But you got to have NHL TV too, because what if you want to watch LA play Anaheim? What if you want to watch Pittsburgh play Philly? They're not all on Sportsnet. Then you also, you know what you need to do, and this one's free. This is free. You need to go subscribe to this show, Flames Unfiltered, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or you know what? Now you can watch us on YouTube. Go do that. I really appreciate it. I try to work hard on this. I try to make it as entertaining as possible. And I appreciate all the feedback I get from the listeners. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to do. Now, I posed this question on those Facebook group to the listeners. And you wouldn't believe it. I got 100+ responses. 100+. I can't read 100+. You guys, we got Christmas coming. I got to get the hell out of here. You got to get ready for Christmas. So we're only going to go through a few. But the one that was overwhelming, I don't even know how many put this down. And quite honestly, I don't blame him. You guys know I don't like him, but you know what? You got to get a Blasty jersey for Christmas, don't you? I told you guys I'll wear one if the team wins when they wear them. Teresa Marie put it down. You got to get a Blasty jersey. And then Ryan Dahl, I liked it. You know, anything but that horrific Blasty jersey. I agree, Ryan. I agree. Another intriguing one. What do you get a Flames fan for Christmas? Randy McClure, I liked it. A psychologist. I tell you what, I needed one after that Dallas series. I did. I was, oh my God, I was losing my mind after that debacle. All right. Darren Dickinson gave me a good one too. A few trimmings from Lanny's mustache. That'd be kind of weird. But it was a creative answer. I liked it. Kim Pickett had pictures of some Calgary Flames Christmas wreaths. I don't know if she made them, but they looked really cool. They did. They go great with my Christmas tree my kids got me. Those wreaths were awesome. Kim, if you make those, that's awesome. You did a good job. Post them on that. I can't remember if that one was on Flames Hub or Calgary Flames fans. If you sell those things, you let me know. I'll sell a few for you. Jason Mullins, he had a bunch of stuff written down. A Blasty jersey, a Blasty hat, some socks. You got to get a Flames mask, man. If we go in public, you got to be sporting your team, right? Joel Jepson, you had my favorite one. You did. You had my favorite one. The freedom to sit at the Saddle Dome and watch our team that we love play. Joel, I pray that we have that before the end of this season's over. I pray we can get back to normal and watch the Flames where we should, at the Saddle Dome.
Get all your Flames Unfiltered podcasts, team news, team updates, and highlights at flamesunfiltered.com.
All right, Flames fans, with the announcement of the NHL season coming, we've talked about it before. It's time. I mean, it's HOTMIC game of the week is going to be announced real soon. When the schedule comes out, I will be announcing the first HOTMIC game of the week. Now, we're going to be doing this once a week, and let me give you a little rundown of what it all entails. Now, the HOTMIC game of the week, first of all, go onto your website or go onto your Apple phone or your iPad or your Mac or wherever, and you need to download the HOTMIC app. Now, you need to follow us. You need to type in Flames, and you're gonna be able to follow this. Now, I'll give you more details in the coming weeks, but each week we're going to watch a game together, kind of like a watch party. It'll be a new opponent every week. Maybe not with all the games we're going to be duplicating. But we're going to have this HOTMIC game of the week. We're going to be able to have win prizes. We're going to have lots of interaction, chat. Some of you are going to be able to join me on the video. We're going to have a ton of opportunities to just have a lot of fun. We're going to bitch at the team. We're going to cheer when they score. We're going to give our input on, should Lindholm be at center? How's he doing at center? We're going to talk everything as the game happens together at once. Lots of contests, overtime contests, prizes. I'm going to be giving some shit away. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's the HOTMIC game of the week. As soon as the schedule drops, I will make sure that I'll announce the first one. It'll be on the webpage, flamesunfiltered.com. If you haven't checked it out, you got to go to flamesunfiltered.com. Tons of Flames news on there. All the podcasts, all the videos, everything is at flamesunfiltered.com. Now, it's so nice to have Flames hockey in the season to talk about. We've been speculating and talking about what's going to happen for so long. It's hard to fathom that we actually have hockey to talk about, as crazy as that is. But I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to be a fun year. I think the Flames are going to be good this year. And now that there's a season to talk about, we're going to be back next week again for sure. And next week's going to be a great show. because we're going to have further updates on the return to play. We're going to have Calgary Flames fantasy projections, and then a show regular. Audie James is going to join the show. I always love having Audie on the show. We'll talk about what lies ahead as the Flames prepare to drop the puck on the 2020-2021 season. Thank you for all your listens, your subscribes, your reviews. You know what, Flames fans? Have a safe and Merry Christmas. So thankful to have you guys listen. Christmas is a wonderful time. Treasure the good in life. Be thankful. Merry Christmas, Flames fans.
Get connected. Flames Unfiltered can be found on Twitter @FlameUnfiltered. And also make sure you check out our Facebook page @FlamesUnfiltered. Check out host Brad Burud on Twitter @BradBurud. And if you like what you hear, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. You can find Flames Unfiltered on all the major podcast players. And consider subscribing to Inside Edge Hockey News on Patreon. That'll get you exclusive content and much more. Thanks again and enjoy the hockey action.
Play on! Yeah, baby! Play on! Yeah, baby!
Thanks for tuning in to Flames Unfiltered. Check back for more action-packed Calgary Flames talk. This has been a production of Inside Edge Hockey News Radio, copyrighted and distributed by the Inside Edge Hockey Media Group.